So, going into set number 4 of Eastern Europe versus Russia, in the top position we have InJo. Capital I, capital J. And in the bottom position as the yellow Terran, we have TTF. TTF. Alright, and that is 6 o'clock, and that is 12 o'clock, and that needs to be reset. Boom. Alright. Okay. So, InJo versus TTF. InJo, I think I may have casted one series of his ever. I really don't know enough. I really don't know much about InJo. TTF, he's from Russia. He's Terran. He's pretty talented. Loves to be aggressive. Loves him some 2-fact. Loves him some Goliath +1 timings, TVZ. Loves him some BBS. Loves him some bunker rushes every now and then. So, I would expect TTF to be aggressive here. Probably a 2-fact. I'm gonna guess 2-fact. Alright. Just as a reminder, Eastern Europe needs to win out. It's not enough to win. It's not enough to win with the ace match. It's not even enough to win 4-2. They need to win every game left. InJo needs to beat TTF. Technics needs to beat whoever he's going up against. I can't remember who. And then they need to win the 2v2. If they do that, they can set themselves up in a position to control their own destiny. If they don't, if they just win with an ace match, or if they just win 4-2, they could still get into the playoffs, but they need help from Poland. And by help from Poland, I mean Poland needs to lose. No, 4-2 won't advance them. 4-2 won't advance them. Yo, I looked at this. Let me go freaking bring up the results. Okay, standings right now. Russia has 21 wins. Eastern Europe has 12. So if they win 4-2, Russia will be at 23. Eastern Europe will be at 16. Then Eastern Europe 6-0's Poland, they only have 22. Russia has 23, Eastern Europe has 22, Eastern Europe wins, or Eastern Europe loses. Oh, percentages? What is this shenanigans with percentages? Oh, well, fuck. That's weird. Okay, so Eastern Europe will be what? So that's... trying to redo the math in my head. It was 22 and 13? So 22 out of 35 compared to 23 out of 37? I guess that is a little bit better percentage for Eastern Europe. Okay, I didn't know we were going by percentages. That's weird. Don't know why we wouldn't just go by win counters, but whatever. Name me one other league or serious tournament or serious competition structure that looks at win percentages to determine who gets into the playoffs. It's always number of wins. It's always number of wins. Gambit's Cup goes by percentages? No, it doesn't. No, Gambit Cup does not go by percentages unless they changed it recently. When I was casting Gambit's Cup, it was not percentages. Absolutely not. Alright. So, apparently, it does mean that Eastern Europe can drop one more game. It does mean that Eastern Europe can drop one more. But they certainly can't let it get to an ace match. I guess we can all agree on that. Fuck. You gonna go make me bring up Gambit Cup threads to go friggin' find it? Because I will. I freaking will, man. You're making me do it. You're making me do it. It was this one, right? Yeah, it's this one. Okay. Where are the rules? Where are the rules on this thing? As neither player decides to leave their natural. Because we're gonna play super passive this game. That's fine. It's freaking fine. RP, roster change, walkover timer, BM. Fuck, it doesn't list it. I can't talk to Awa. Okay. Okay, that's a good point. We're gonna just look at the percentage thing. Look at that. Look at that. A higher percentage is underneath. LRM, you had a higher percentage, but you were behind NB. You were both behind SAS, which has a much lower percentage. Boom. Boom. Wrong. Wrong. Wait, that game's gonna say, well, I was talking about Gambit Cup 3, and then it's like, well, I didn't cast Gambit Cup 3, at least not for the playoffs, so I wasn't talking about that. I was talking about when I cast a Gambit Cup, not other people. Because they have more points. Oh, shit. I forgot about that. Okay, I forgot about that tiebreaker. Okay, but that still doesn't matter. It still doesn't matter. SAS and NB had the same number of points, and then NB was ahead. Because the set wins for SAS was higher. Okay, there we go. There we go. There we go. Okay. It's not percentage. Percentage clearly did not matter as much in that. There was some other tiebreaker de factor that was not percentage. You're gonna go make me look up whether NB was able to beat SAS once? I don't know if they did. How about you stop lying about how Gambit Cup is run? Oh, then maybe I'll cast Nation Wars. Alright. So, TTF has decided to move out. He did a tank drop over here. Got destroyed really quickly. But he's gonna go for a second tank drop. Okay, tank and vulture drop. Alright. Okay, it's really hard to drop a Protoss player who does not leave their base. It tends to be really difficult to do that. Dropping is for when there's a big defense at the front and you can avoid the defense at the front, or when the Protoss base is the Protoss force is completely left. But since InJo doesn't have a wall, because walls versus Terran wouldn't make sense, and hasn't left his base at all. Drops just aren't going to work. TTF should take 5 bases right now. Not 5, that's a little bit extreme. But, here we go. We're taking base number 3. Taking base number 3. Looks like InJo moving around the backside. He's putting all of his dudes trying to get up this ramp when he can actually just cross his own double bridges completely free and clear. And he has an observer to see that he can cross his double bridges completely free and clear. Unfortunately, though, he does need to keep some kind of army back here now because TTF is pressuring, sieging up a lot of tanks in the back here, which is a little bit dangerous. Alright, 1. We got 1. That's the most successful thing InJo has done all game. That storm drop. This attack will not be anywhere near as successful as that 1 SCV storm drop. Oh. Well, okay. You know, that could have been a lot worse. And InJo buzzed like double the size, if not triple the size of TTF's army, but I still thought that was going to go a lot worse. Okay. Okay, we're fine. And, oh, the observer does get there just barely in time. If the turret did not slow the dragoons down, that mine would have gone off and hit them. Alrighty then. So, Terran, we're still with a supply lead, which is typically bad. And Observer sees the dropship, so InJo is going to pull back his entire army to shut down this drop. Because that's what passive players do. It's just kind of their thing. Is he going to go after probes specifically, or is he going to try to attack the units? Alright, picking up some probe kills. Not too many, but some. Vultures going in for the sneak attack, but he needed to wait a little bit longer for that to work. Because the goons were just transferring back, and it was pretty easy for them to just stop at the ramp and shut that down. Mine? Nope, not gonna hit. And they can snipe the Templar. Ooh, they do get the Templar snipe. That makes it worth it. They picked off a probe that was making a base. They picked off the Templar. Worth it. So, TTF is at 1-1 with 2-2 on the way. And over on the other side, InJo has no upgrades. How do you turtle this hard and have no upgrades? I'm not sure. I don't know. I don't know how that works out. But that's fine. Alright. So, it looks like InJo is finally going to get a little bit of map presence. This is a map where Terran can afford to be really aggressive, because you can be pretty far out on the map and still be in great defensive positions. So it doesn't force you to... On other maps, let's just take Ground Zero, because the Ground Zero is the most extreme case of it. You have two options. Either A, you are back in your own natural turtled up, and you're fine. Option B is, you have such a big army that you don't even need terrain, and you can just push across the map and take on anything the Protoss could possibly throw at you. There is no middle ground. Destination is very different than that, where you can have a relatively small army, but you can still be pushing because of positions like this. A great position to siege up tanks here, and then everything's safe, and you can start to take this base. So, this is not the best map for TTF to be really passive on. Really passive works out on some other maps. I guess it does work out in the sense that you can kind of slowly creep your way forward, where you can't do that on some other maps. And it's working out for him, just considering that InJo is being even more passive. But... oh, Storm drop. And man, that might have been the same 1-kill Templar. I'm not even sure. Alright. So, TTF getting EMP. Does he actually have the thing coming out? Nope, not getting the Science Vessel quite yet. Man. TTF not only has a 20 supply lead, but he also has a much better economy going right now. With more bases under construction and more bases done and fully populated at the moment. InJo's gonna come in, and despite how many good positions you can hide, or not hide, but turtle up at as Terran, wow, InJo is going to have one of the best engagements of his life. Against a 20 supply better Terran army, he is still going to be able to beat it. That is ridiculous. Some great storms in there, attacking at a great angle. Holy shit, TTF might lose this. Oh, no, it's not. It's fine. It's fine. InJo is only on 3 bases. Okay, we're good. Alright. Oh. He GG'd because Terran was like on 6 bases. And InJo was only on 3. That's not a winning position. Sure, he could have. I mean, he needed to kill something there. And he destroyed TTF's army, but he didn't actually kill anything. And apparently he couldn't remax. Or build anything. Okay, so top right is TTF of Russia. TTF of Russia. And in the, I think I said top left. Top right is TTF. Top left is InJo. InJo of Eastern Europe. There we go, there we go. InJo is at 10 o'clock, TTF is at 2 o'clock. Alright. So, that is a rather early scout coming out from InJo. Interesting. Interesting. I guess he wants the early scout off. It's possible that TTF could be bunker rushing. But if you're not bunker rushing on destination, I'm guessing you're not bunker rushing in the series. So, I guess he just wants to know where TTF is so he can send the first zealot out immediately. We also have TTF scouting cross first. Alright. No, he's not going to go initial zealot first. I don't know why he's going with such an early scout then. The early scout's really not going to help him. I guess it was just to try to look for a bunker rush. And make sure that there wasn't one there. Which he didn't even bother to do on destination. Alright. So, what did I want to look at?
Oh, that's what I wanted to look at right now. I wanted to look if okay. I was wondering if there was anything that was like in the official rules about being percentage based, because that really did throw me off. But there's not. There's not anything about being percentage based tiebreakers. Okay. So TTF is two-facting. Pretty cool. InJo is hiding with his goon as far back as possible. Preemptive turtling. And getting a robo facility. Alright. So, one gate robo versus two fact is a pretty bad matchup for one gate robo. Typically. You can go tell him that I didn't do it. I haven't banned anybody in quite a while, actually. I have too many moderators, so I don't even have the chance to ban people, because I'm pretty lenient on the bans. So, if there was a point where I would have thought about banning somebody, oh, somebody else has already done it for me. So I can't answer that question. Also, I don't think that bans work like that. I think you're either permanently banned, or you're timed out for 10 minutes. And I don't think we have month-long ones. Okay. So, Probe dies, sees the push coming though. And InJo has how many goons out? 5? Will be 6. Okay. Will be 6. TTF. You went 2-fact. You have to attack, right? Nope. Apparently TTF does not have to attack. He can just sit back. I mean, he could, like, get here so that he doesn't engage the Dragoons and then wait for siege mode and then wreck shop. But no. He's just going to go 2-fact and then turtle. It's not even like I went 2-fact and my 2-fact failed, so I fell back into turtling. It's like, no, I'm doing 2-fact so that I can get lots of tanks out so that I can be hyper defensive. Man. I mean, InJo didn't go Reaver, but even if InJo did go Reaver, you still have to attack with a 2-fact. You gotta try. Even if the Reaver can be sometimes bad, I don't even know if 2-fact is really that bad against a Reaver. I think it can work. I've certainly seen it work in the past. Those goons are very surrounded, and we have units coming in from both directions. There is an observer there, but despite the observer, lots of mine hits going down. And 3 tanks versus 3 goons. The tanks actually managed to survive with a lot of health. Everything else dying. Now they need to back up. They need to back up a lot faster. Okay, the observer should see the mines. There we go. Seeing the mines. And now we have siege mode at the top of the ramp. So that's pretty strong. And the goons thinking about attacking, thinking about running away, now deciding to attack again, are going to be able to take out all the tanks. So InJo goes 1-gate robo and holds off the 2-fact very easily. 2 vultures looking for harass. We have mines? We do have mines. Oh, and we don't even need the mines. We can just glitch one of the vultures through. Just kind of shove the goon out of the way. How many probe kills? Ooh, there is the observatory. Very nice placing the observatory there. You see a lot of Protoss players do it, and even some Zerg and Terran players do it when playing against Terran. It's just for situations like that. Vulture gets into your base, runs behind the mineral line, and then they are trapped, and they can't squirt out and be a pest for quite a long time. Alright. So now TTFs went to fact and didn't work out. So now he's just going to go into turtling. There we go. We have a fun wall, and we have some tanks behind it. All right. So, laying down mines at the best places for InJo to expand to, other than this one. But, with Terran spawning clockwise of Protoss, sometimes Protoss don't even go for their own third. Because that's a pretty easy base to attack for Terran. If the positions were switched, then this third base would be really safe for Protoss. It'd be absolutely fine. But in this one, it caused the Protoss to at least think about it. Protoss will at least contemplate pretending to be Zerg and just expanding down here as the third. Alright, and we have tank drops. But again, as we established on Destination, when Protoss is on 2 base, and they're doing absolutely nothing, drops don't work. They're really actually kind of bad. Man, this is starting to look like exactly the same game as Destination. Alright. Alright. So, the game on Destination just didn't work for InJo because he didn't attack, and he didn't get bases. So he was just inevitably going to lose. There was not a whole lot he could do with the game plan he had. It wasn't an execution error. It was a overall strategy problem. So if he does the same thing again, I don't think he can win again. InJo is from Bulgaria. I don't know what rank he is. Alright. Oh. Apparently he's C plus B minus. Alright. So, we got our shuttle. Looks like we're going for more storm drops. Is Storm done researching? It will be. Okay. So, time for some storm drops. The tanks are actually not quite in position to immediately murder the TIE Templar. But TTF's been pretty good about retreating his workers on time, and I haven't seen a storm drop get more than 1 SCV kill so far. I know for the purposes of Nation War, he's listed as, oh no. He did land them in a part that they'd be immediately murdered, but that one Templar did manage to pick up some SCVs. So, that's something. The way that InJo is listed for Nation Wars, to finish that thought, is he is Protoss vs. Terran, Protoss vs. Protoss. No, sorry. Protoss vs. Terran, Protoss vs. Zerg, Zerg vs. Protoss. He's Dragon. Dragon matchups. Alright. So let's try another storm drop. First one was almost successful. I mean, he traded away 2 Templar and 2 Zealots for like 6 probes-ish. Maybe 5. Ooh. Interesting. Dropship going around the long way to drop on InJo, but InJo's going in for his own drop first, I think. Maybe not. Nope. Looks like TTF will be the first one to get the drop down. And alright, so siege tanks are sieging up. Over on this side, we have High Templar. This time he remembered to drop the Zealots first before the High Templar, and gets 4 kills. Over on this side, we are going to get 2 Dragoon kills, and then a Nexus. Alright. So, yeah. Protoss is on 2 base and they're almost mined out on one of them. This is terrible. This is absolutely terrible PvT. It just is. There's no reason why this should be happening right now. Man, he does have a little bit of a supply lead, which is at least a little bit better than what happened last game, and he's starting to move out with some units. There's a lot of storm in here. That's 7? 7 High Templar? Yeah. Any in the shuttle? No, none in the shuttle, but still, 7 High Templar. That can win you battles. Potentially. Maybe. If you can have really nice storm placement and get kind of lucky that the High Templar don't get killed immediately. Alright, and TTF's gonna go for another drop. Eventually. I mean, you need to get down here, then all the way over here, and then come up to try to take out the Nexus again. Shoot. There it was. I thought there was a storm drop, but I looked at the other 2 bases, not this base. So he actually got 7 kills this time. That's something. And he has upgrades. Okay. So we 2-based and got upgrades. That's a start. That's a start. Gonna have 2-2. That's nice. Already have 2-1 on the mech, though. It only just occurs to me now. I don't think he had an Arbiter last game. I think he went completely Arbiterless. And, man. He's building the Arbiter Tribunal, like, in the remains of his old base. It's the slowest 3-base Arbiter. Well, it's not really 3-base anymore. He did actually get this one up. Alright. Boy. So, I mean, we've seen almost the same level of turtling out of InJo this game as we did last game. The difference is that he actually has 4 bases now. actually has 4 bases, and 4 base Protoss versus 3 base Terran almost makes Terran want to do something. They don't really need to, but it kind of makes them want to a little bit. Try to find the vulnerable base. And it looks like we are going to have an engagement out in the middle of the map. As Protoss, a lot of units here to attack. EMP going down, not hitting the High Templar though. And if you're going to get EMP, that's certainly the target you should be going for. Trying to stop those storms. Ooh, I don't like this engagement for InJo. Oh, I like it a lot more all of a sudden. That was a nice storm. Some nice storms. I think he double stormed there. Okay, so he lost. He lost pretty bad. He's now behind by 30 supply instead of 10. But you know, would have been a lot worse without the storms. Would have been a lot worse without the storms. Alright. Shoutouts to people in chat being completely unhelpful to a new guy. Hey, new guy. Icy Cup has worse players, but there's not as many people on there. Sometimes it can be hard to find a game. Fish has lots of people, but sometimes they don't like foreigners who don't speak Korean, and they will completely destroy you for like the first 50 games you play, and then you will almost have a shot but still lose the next 100. So those are your options. Alright. So, yeah. InJo lost his army, and now siege tanks are destroying everything he ever loved. So that's a little bit unfortunate. Oh, that's really unfortunate. I mean, also losing 20 probes, being killed by siege tanks as they pulled out, that's unfortunate, but... You got mine hit too. Alrighty then. So, Vulture harass going on. What? InJo has 1 mining base? No, 2 mining bases. After the Vultures take this out, it's now 1 mining base. Okay, so he has 1 mining base. There we go. GG. Alright. So, TTF takes it 2-0. And we are moving on to set number 6.